Hello everyone, welcome back to Amin Maths Club. So I hope you are doing well. Today we have a nice mathematics Olympiad problem that is 4 to the power n plus 3 to the power n is equal to 91. So here we have to find the value of n. So starting our solution, let's start our first step, that is here we see that 4 to the power n. So 4 to the power n, if we just write 4 to the power n whole to the power 1, so there will be no difference. Similarly, we have second term, that is 3 to the power n whole to the power, we just put it here, it is 1 in exponent, that is equal to 91. Now this one is also equal to, we just write 1 over 3 times 3, which is equal to 1. So here putting this one, 4 to the power n whole to the power 1 over 3 times 3, and similarly here 3 to the power n whole to the power 1 over 3 times 3, that is equal to 91. Now according to algebraic identity, if we have a to the power m whole to the power n, it is equal to a to the power m times n. So applying this identity here, then we get 4 to the power n times 1 is n over 3 whole cubed. Here we have plus 3 to the power n over 3 whole cubed, and that is equal to our right hand side, which is 91. Now let us suppose, we are just suppose that here 4 to the power n over 3 is equal to x, 3 to the power n over 3 is equal to y. So let's suppose here we have 4 to the power n over 3, that is equal to x, and 3 to the power n over 3 is equal to y. Now substitute these values here, so we get x cubed plus y cubed is equal to 91. Now according to algebraic identity, here we see that if we have a cubed plus b cubed, then it is equal to a plus b times a squared minus a times b plus b squared. So applying this identity here, then we will get x plus y times x squared minus x times y plus y squared is equal to 91. Now here we see that this 91, here we have two factors. Now as here we have two factors, so we are actually looking for positive integer. So here as we know that x and y is actually belongs to positive integer. X and y belongs to positive integer. It means that x is greater than 0 and also y is greater than 0. So if x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0, then here we see that this term x squared y squared, it is greater as compared to first factor. So we have x plus y is actually, it is less than x squared minus xy plus y squared. So now we are going to make factors of this 91. So 91, if we just make factors, we have 1 times 91. Similarly 91 times 1, here we have another factor is 7 times 13, and 13 times 7, which is equal to 91. But we have to just take those factors here, in which we have first factor is actually will be smaller and second one will be greater. So here 1 times 91, here 1 is smaller than 91, so it is valid. Similarly 91 times 1, it is not valid for this problem because 91 is greater, it is greater factor. Similarly we have 7 times 13, it is valid, and 13 times 7 is rejected. So we have two cases here, 1 times 91 and 7 times 13. Now we have to solve our case 1. Here we have our case 1 is given by, that is x plus y times x squared minus xy plus y squared is equal to, here we have 1 times 91. Similarly we have our second case, we just write here our case 2 is x plus y times x squared minus xy plus y squared, and that is equal to 7 times 13. So we have to solve these two cases separately for the value of n. So it is our case 1. Here x plus y, this factor is equal to this factor, which is 1. So both are less than second factor. So here x plus y is equal to 1. And similarly, according to system of equation, second factor, which is x squared minus x times y plus y squared is equal to 91. So now if we just deal this equation 1 here, x plus y is equal to 1. So taking square on both hand side, then we will get x plus y whole square. So according to algebraic identity, it will be equal to x squared plus 2 times xy plus y squared, that is equal to 1. Now x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, so if we just subtract this equation from this one, so we have x squared plus 2xy plus y squared is equal to 1. So we have to just subtract. Now by subtraction, here we have to just convert this positive sign to negative, positive to negative, here negative, and this positive to negative. Now here we see that plus x squared is cancelled out with minus x squared, plus y squared is cancelled out with minus y squared. So we have minus xy and minus 2xy, we get minus 3xy on our left hand side, and right hand side we have 91 minus 1, we get 90. So here we have to find xy. If we just divide minus 3 on both hand side, so this negative sign is cancelled, 3 with 3, we get xy is equal to minus 30. Xy is equal to minus 30. But notice that this x and y is actually, here x is greater than 0 and y is also greater than 0. It means that the product of two positive number are always positive. So here the product of two positive number we get here, it is negative, it is negative. So if it is negative, then this is actually this case is rejected. So we just reject this one because here we have no solution, because here it is a negative number, so it is rejected. Now case 1 is rejected. We are going to solve our case number 2. So according to case number 2, here we have x plus y times x squared minus x times y plus y squared is equal to 7 times 13. 7 times 13. Now according to system of equation, this x plus y is equal to 7 and x squared minus x times y plus y squared is equal to 13. Now taking square on both hand side of this equation, we get x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, that is equal to 49. Now subtracting this equation from this one, we get x squared plus 2xy plus y squared is equal to 49. So changing the sign, here we have to subtract, so this one is cancelled out, x squared with minus x squared and y squared with minus y squared, we get minus 3xy is equal to, here we have minus 36. So cancelling this negative sign on both hand side, we get xy dividing 3 on both hand side, so xy is equal to 12. Here we get a positive number. Now if we just recall this equation that we have just write, x plus y is equal to 7, here x plus y is equal to 7. So here is x plus y is equal to 7. So if we just find the value of y, shifting this plus x to right hand side, we get 7 minus x. Now putting this value of y into this equation, we get x times y is 7 minus x, that is equal to 12. So here we have 7 times x minus x squared minus 12, this will be minus 12, that is equal to 0. Now if we multiply negative 1 on both hand sides, so we get plus x squared minus 7x and minus 12 will be plus 12, that is equal to 0. Now it is a nice quadratic equation. We have to solve this. So by using factorization method, because this minus 7x can be split into, that is minus 4x minus 3x plus 12 is equal to 0. Here we have it is our first pair, so we just take x is common. We have inside bracket x minus 4, and here minus 3 is common. We get x minus 4, that is equal to 0. Now x minus 4 is common factor, and here we have x minus 3 is equal to 0. So we have x minus 4 is equal to 0 and x minus 3 is equal to 0. Here we have x is equal to 4 and x is equal to 3. So we have two values of x here. Now for finding the value of y, we just use our this equation, that is y is equal to 7 minus x. So when x is equal to 4, then this y is equal to 7 minus 4, y is equal to 3. So it is our first value, that is y is equal to 3. So when x is equal to 4, here we have that our first pair is when x is equal to 4. So we just write here our first pair, the value of xy when x is 4, we get value of y is 3. Similarly, we have our second pair when x is 3, then y will be, that is y is equal to 7 minus 3. So y is equal to 4. We have second pair that when x is 3, y will be 4. Now we have two pairs here. So for finding the value of n, we just recall our position here, that here x is equal to, as we just suppose that x is equal to 4 to the power n over 3, y is equal to 3 to the power n over 3. So recall these equations here. Now recall our position here. We have two equations. First one is 4 to the power n over 3 is equal to x is equal to x, and similarly we have 3 to the power n over 3 is equal to y. Now applying first values of x and y, which is first pair when x and y is equal to 4 and 3. Here we see that when we just put these values first pair, so we will get here that 4 to the power n over 3 is equal to x. Here we have 4 to the power n over 3 is equal to x, so value of x is 4, and 3 to the power n over 3 is equal to y, so value of y is 3. From these two equations we see that our left hand side the base is 4, right hand side base is also 4. So here exponent is 1, here exponent is n over 3. So when bases are same, exponents will be equal. We just write n over 3 is equal to 1. N over 3 is equal to 1. So here value of n will be 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So we get here the value of n is 3. Similarly here we just put 3 to the power n over 3, and here 3 to the power 1, 3 to the power 1. So bases are same, then n over 3 is equal to 1 and n is equal to 3. We get the same answer, same result. Here we get the value of n, which is 3. So if we just use our second pair when x and y is equal to 3 and 4, now 4 to the power n over 3 is equal to x, and 3 to the power n over 3 is equal to y. Here 4 to the power n over 3 is equal to x is now 3 and y is 4. So here the exponent is n over 3, and here it is also exponent is 1, but having different bases. It is 4, it is 3, and it is 3, it is 4. So having different bases. So here we have different bases. It means that if we have different bases, so no integer can be found. We don't use these values here. Now our final value of n, which is our final answer, that is from when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 3, we get n is equal to 3. It is our final answer. Now we have to just verify our result here. When n is equal to 4, now recall our problem for the verification. Our problem is given by 4 to the power n plus 3 to the power n is equal to 91. Now we are going to check our value of n. So 4 to the power n is 3, 3 to the power n is 3. Is it equal to 91? Now we know that 4 cubed is equal to 64 and 3 cubed is equal to 27. Is it equal to 91? Now adding 7 plus 4 is 11, 1 carries, 6 plus 1 is 7 and 2 9. We get the same result, 91 is equal to 91. So our left hand side is equal to right hand side. Hence we prove that value of n, which is equal to 3, is valid for this problem. So our final answer is 3. Now checking our entire solution here step by step. It was very interesting problem, so I hope you have really enjoyed all these steps one by one. And finally we found the value of n, which is 3. So here we get our final answer, that n is equal to 3. It is our final answer. So that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for more interesting contents. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Have a nice day. Goodbye.